Good morning, everyone. Can you please send an emoticon in our chat box if you can hear me loud and clear? So, our topic for today is about migration pathway to Canada for Filipino workers. So, this webinar is all for about, I mean, this webinar is for Filipino workers. First of all, I would like to introduce our company, the Global Study Guide, the help that you deserve. And who are we? You can rely on us for our expertise in this kind of process. For example, we can give you a comprehensive study program recommendation that considers the job and career outcomes of your education in these countries: Canada, US, UK, and Australia. And also, we will give you a timely response and assistance, and also we will give you a guidance that will help you meet all your requirements. You can also rely us, the Global Study Guide, you can rely on our expertise, like we will give you practical advice and referral services so you can travel and settle at peace in the new city that you will choose. And also, we will give you migration resources and our affiliated service provider whom Global Study Guide has pre-screened. Okay, next, Global Study Guide mission is to help you create the most optimal study plan and guide you step by step through the process, clearing all the hurdles and uncertainties that stop you from pursuing your studies. Our things to discuss for today, or the key takeaways for today, is we will give you a background about the pathway, and then we will go to the study part. And of course, we're moving on to the work and migration part. And of course, please wait until the end of this meeting because we will announce an exclusive offers for all of you. And at the last of this part, I mean, by the end of this part, we will have a game so you can win a reward from us, or you can achieve a reward programs for us. So who to meet today? So we introduce our company, the Global Study Guide, and then next you will meet the colleges, the Durham College, Cross Mountain College, and the Selkirk College. And of course, our guest for today, the migration expert, the Canadian Immigration Consultancy that we have for today. So stay tuned up to the end of this webinar. Okay, to give you a background about the fastest way to work and immigrate to Canada as of now is the study pathways to permanent residence. The best way immigrating to Canada for Filipino is the study permit pathway. What is the study permit pathway? This program is for the students who wish to study, work, and migrate to Canada, and also applicants from the Philippines can apply through to the student direct stream for an easier and faster process. So our migration expert will explain this more later. So stay tuned. So what do you need to consider in studying Canada? So of course you have to choose the best school that's suited for your budget or the affordability of the school. And of course you have to choose your program. What program will be the best for you? We have this program that we want you to know. This is a post-graduation work permit program. This is the best offer for all the Filipinos right now. This work permit will allow graduates to work full-time, part-time, or be self-employed for any employer anywhere in Canada. If successful, graduates will be able to work for as many hours as they like, and depending on the length of their study permit program or the study program, the work permit will be valid for anywhere between 8 months. So, after completing their studies in Canada, many international students decide they wish to move to Canada permanently. Thankfully, there are many pathways available to international students who want to transition to Canadian residencies. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my partner, Chang Bui, to explain how you can choose the best school for you and the best program that will be suited for you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Chang from Global Study Guide, and today I am going to introduce you to Durham College, Selkirk College, and Coast Mountain College. So Durham College is situated in Ontario, in Oshawa. Then we have Selkirk College, which is situated in Kasuga City in BC. And Coast Mountain College is also located in BC, British Columbia. So you might be thinking, what should you choose? Honestly, it's up to you. It up to your preference, your lifestyle, whether you're after a kind of bustling city lifestyle or a more small community. But these are the criteria that you should look at. So first, you should look for a school that is designated learning institution. So if they are a designated learning institution, you'll be able to apply for PGWP after you graduate. And then you want to look at colleges that offer market-driven programs. So these colleges make sure that they only offer and operate educational programs that could lead to highly competitive employment outcomes. And the third one is you should be able to find colleges that is affordable and also has a record of high employment rate among their graduation. And last but not least, co-op and great international support is the criteria that I've seen international students always look at. And so for the three schools that I am going to present today, they all have these criteria. Let's go with Durham College first. So Durham College is in Ontario. It's located in Oshawa. So you could go for Durham College if you want to study at a college that boasts a very high employment rate. So 86% of graduates employed within 6 months of graduation. Now let's look at the career development department at Durham College and see what they can help you with employment.
The Career Development Department provides support to students on their career journey. Our services can be accessed through the Hired portal. Once you're in the portal, you'll see you have access to a variety of different career resources, including articles, videos, one-to-one appointments on a variety of topics such as resumes, cover letters, LinkedIn, personal branding, even interview techniques. Currently, all of our services are virtual, and the majority of our sessions are hosted via MS Teams. This includes both one-to-one appointments as well as our webinars.
And let's look at the campus, the residential housing.
I love living on campus because you're right in the heart of the college environment. You're where everything is happening, where everything's going on.
It's so much fun to get to know people, and it's so close to my classes.
I can wake up 5 minutes before my class and still make it on time, and I can study late at the library and still feel safe to walk back to residence.
Specifically, what Res has to offer are a lot of services within the building itself. You have the resident advisors, community advisors, the managers
To offer services like housekeeping, which helps you keep your room tidy when you don't have time to sweep the floors and do extra things like that. There's also laundry right on campus.
In each building, there's different rooms that we have. So we have study lounges on every floor. We have a games room, we have a TV lounge, we have a dance studio.
The residents in both buildings, it's staffed 24/7. The application process, the way that'll work is you will apply online. We're working to develop a new software program that'll allow students to fill out a personality profile that will hopefully help roommate matching process even smoother than it is now.
So RAs are kind of like the big brothers and sisters of residents. We're here for if any students are feeling down or they're stressed out or they're having any problems across the board. We're here to help and just kind of help them through the transition from high school to college or university or just living away from home. A good experience that I've had about residents is that I've been able to meet a ton of people and that I'll probably know for the rest of my life.
And I think what we do here is that we try to make sure that residence is a safe environment.
You get to meet so many different people from all over the world, international students, as well as students that have come from your high school. Being aware of all of the different cultures and communities that are in one building at one time is really, really amazing.
I like the fact that it's a structured environment where there's school and social life all put into one place. That there's always people to look after you, and your parents have a peace of mind knowing that there's people here to look after you.
And I believe residence can be a safe environment for them to learn about themselves, learn about society, have a structured environment where they can pursue their goals in life. And we play a really small part in that by trying to make their stay here as comfortable as possible.
Okay, great. So where Durham College is located, it is 1 hour drive from Toronto. So Toronto offers very large companies, employers of all sectors. So you can find top banks, top retails, airlines, and accounting companies here. So it's very easy for international students at Durham College to expose themselves to the very robust employment labor market in Ontario. Durham College is the #1 college in Greater Toronto Area for students satisfaction. There are 2,100 international students from 65 countries. So if you look at the map here, this is where Durham College is. They have a few campuses in Whitby, Oshawa, and they are 1 hour drive from downtown Toronto. So downtown Toronto is here. Durham colleges offer more than 140 market-driven programs. So you can find top college programs in business and finance, engineering and technology, health and science, hospitality, media, art, and design. So they offer very comprehensive levels of studies from certificate, diploma, advanced diploma to degree, and even graduate certificates. So for those of you who are already a working professional who had a degree or diploma, then you will be interested in graduate certificates program. And this is Global Study Guide pick for the IT and Analytics program. So we have 1 year data analytics graduate certificate um, with tuition starting at $15,600 per year, all in. So what does all in mean? All in mean that it includes tuition, student union fees, and other mandatory program fees. It does not include the living cost though. And then we have the 3 year computer programming and analysis, starting at $16,000 per year, all in. So if you have not yet, Durham College also share the same campus with Ontario Tech University, which is the top tech university in Canada. So international student who's interested in IT, computer, and those kind of information technology analytics program really choose Durham College as their top choice because they can start studying in Canada at a very affordable college tuition rate. And then in the future, if they wish, they can transfer to Ontario Tech University and still earn a degree. So you kind of have the best of both worlds here. And let's look at a sample co-op work term for the computer programming and analysis. So for example, if you start your program in winter, in January, then you are going to study for the 4 academic years. Then the second year, you will start your first co-op work term in May in summer. And Ontario minimum wage is $14.35 per hour. As an international student, you can work maximum 20 hours per week. So it's a pretty good pocket money for you to kind of manage your expenses and kind of explore, you know, the Canadian life when studying abroad. And here's our pick for the business and hospitality. We have a 2 year finance diploma with transfer pathway to Ontario Tech University, $17,000 per year. So after these 2 years of studying diploma program, you have the option to go into the third year of their bachelor and study another 2 years to earn a degree. Then we also have the 2 year hotel and restaurant management diploma with $16,000 per year. And I know that hotel and restaurant management diploma is very popular among Filipino students. And Durham College, again, their location is very accessible to big city like Toronto. So the employment outcome is going to be favorable where you have opportunity to apply to a lot of big hotels in Ontario. And here is our pick for the health and sciences. We have 1 year addictions and mental health starting at $12,000 per year. So it's very affordable. Just a quick note though, in order for you to apply for PGWP, you need to study at a program that is at least 7 months length. So another option for you is that you can study 2 certificate programs continuously, and then you can apply for PGWP where the PGWP length will match with the total study time that you spend in Canada. Then the second one, we have the 2-year practical nursing diploma with $17,000 per year. And for those who want to study for like a bachelor program and who also interested in healthcare, we have the 4-year healthcare technology management with $19,000 per year. So what is the admission requirement? There are a few important documents that you should prepare before you start the application with Durham College. We have the high school transcript, we have the high school diploma. If you already had a degree or diploma, Durham College wants to see the transcript and the degree as well. And of course, the proof of English language proficiency and your passport. So they have intakes in January and September. So for those of you who's looking to study in September 2022, this is the right time for you to start your application. And then we have a few country requirements that I can send to the group later if you want. And then processing time is from 4 to 6 weeks. So the English requirements, we have 3 levels here. The first level is IELTS 6.0 with no band less than 5.5. So this one is going to apply for 1-year certificate programs, most 2-year diploma programs, and most 3-year advanced diploma programs. So this program are the program, that high school graduate can apply for. They do not require previous bachelor or diploma. And then we have level 2, which is graduate programs, bachelor degrees, fast track programs, PI, and strategic communications. And we have academic IELTS 6.5 with no band less than 6.0. And the last one, for those of you who is interested in practical nursing, health and science, the English requirement is a bit higher with academic IELTS 7.0 with no band less than 6.5. And here, let's look at the first year tuition of the 3 programs. The first one is the 2-year business diploma. So there are 2 academic semesters for the first year, and the tuition for each semester is around 8,300 Canadian dollars. So it's about 330,000 Filipino peso. And then we have the practical nursing program that is a bit slightly higher. It's a very competitive, very popular programs, and the hotel and restaurant management. So the tuition does not divert much. So Canadian college has like the average cost per credit. So you won't see very much differences among different programs. So choosing Selkirk College, if you are professionals, graduates that are keen on business-related programs, or you are a high school graduate and want to study affordable business programs, Selkirk College is a very good choice. If you love nature and value small community feeling that Kasuga can offer, then Selkirk College is a great option for you. Their business-related degree has tuition starting at $11,000 per year. So the tuition at Selkirk College, when compared to other colleges in British Columbia and Ontario, is lower. And on top of that, the living cost in the neighborhood is also lower than other paths in British Columbia. Let's watch this video about the neighborhood. Here are some value for money 2-year diploma programs at Selkirk College. So most programs are open for application 12 months before start date. So you can start the application with Global Study Guide right now. We have business administration. So we have different concentration. You can either choose a focus in accounting, a focus in finance, or a focus in management. Then we have 2-year diploma in resort and hotel management and 2-year diploma in early childhood care and education. So I know that early childhood care and education is very popular among Filipino international students as well. And here are some programs for international graduates. So we have postgraduate diploma in business 2-year, and we have postgraduate diploma in accounting also for 2-year. If you're already have some foundation background, like in the Philippines regarding nursing, you can go for the postgraduate diploma in gerontological nursing, which is 2 years as well. So Selkirk College has Department of Co-op Education and Employment Services. They help international students along with from resume, interview preparation, sourcing for jobs. So let's take a look at this video to have a closer look at the department.
Hi everyone, welcome to Co-op Education and Employment Services at Selkirk College. We are here to help you prepare for and find work. Maybe it's a work-study position on campus, or full-time or part-time position somewhere in the community. Maybe you are in a co-op eligible program and are interested in getting in a full-time co-op position during the semester between your study terms. You might be a recent graduate. We are here to help you as well.
We are also here to support you in your job search with downloadable and printable materials on our website to get you started. The best way to check us out is on selkirk.ca/CEES. There you'll find all kinds of helpful tools, resources, information, and some great videos that will give you tips on how to do cover letters and resumes, interview skills, networking, job search, and a whole bunch more. I really want to draw your attention to our new job posting site. If you go to studentjobs.selkirk.ca and log in using your Selkirk College email, you have access to co-op positions, work-study jobs, and other off-campus jobs that we think you might be interested in. Remember to use your Selkirk College email and search backwards for latest job opportunities.
We are located at room 0129 and 0132 on Casuga campus. We provide students with a career hive where you can use the computer for your resumes and cover letter preparation, or if you have a virtual interview, you can book the room during that time too. Simply email us at coopeducation@selkirk.ca for any inquiries.
The amazing feature is the selfie station, where you can take a professional photo for your resume or LinkedIn profile. We have the lighting and the tools to help you take the best photo ever.
If you'd like to learn more about us, visit our website at selkirk.ca/CEES or find us on Facebook at Co-op Employment Services. We look forward to working with you. All the best to you on your study this semester and beyond. Bye for now.
Okay. So you have the optional full-time employment co-op during an academic term. So it can be either fall, spring, or winter term. This component requires completion of midterm check-in and report with the CES representative at Selkirk College. So if you're an international student enrolled in business programs, engineering programs, or art program, you can add this co-op component to your study. This is the payment timeline for the 2-year post-degree diploma in business management. So you're looking at the first year schedule. So for the preparations, expect to prepare some budget for IELTS application fee. Application fee you are going to send to a Selkirk College. This is not for Global Study Guide. And then we have the study permit application biometric. You also have the big ticket item, which is the flight ticket. So $1,300 would be a conservative, a very reliable, range of money that you should expect to pay. And regarding the tuition, so there are two ways that you can apply for student visa. You can apply either via student direct SDS, student direct stream, or the traditional pathway. If you go with SDS, be prepared to pay for 1 year of tuition upfront. If you go with the traditional way, then you don't have to pay 1 year of tuition, but you need the bank statement and the proof of finance. So it's up to you. And then you have some student union fee, book and supplies, insurance that you need to be aware of as well. And regarding the 1 year living cost, so for the living cost, this one is traveling, is for food. So expect to pay somewhere from 5,000 Canadian dollars to 8,000 Canadian dollars, and rent around $4,800 to 5,600 Canadian dollars. So it really varies. It depends on the lifestyle that you seek. Some people, some students want to have a bigger size, bigger space, living space, so they're willing to pay more for their living costs and rent. Let's look at the admission requirements. So for sure, you will need the transcript for your high school. If you also graduate from like a bachelor, you also need to prepare that too. English test score, IELTS is the most popular, passport ID page, and your resume. If you apply for nursing, early childhood education programs, be prepared to have your resume because they usually check for that. And then the English test requirement for diploma programs is IELTS 6.0. And for postgraduate diploma is IELTS 6.5 with no band under 6.0. The processing time is pretty standard among Canadian college, which is about 4 to 6 weeks. And now let's move on to the next. So this is Coast Mountain College in British Columbia. Coast Mountain College offers very quality education from post-degree diploma to associate degrees to certificate programs. They have degree partnership with BCIT, University of North British Columbia, Royal Road University, and many others. So studying at Coast Mountain College means breathtaking location, experiential learning, rich culture, and heritage. So if you want to look for a real adventure, Canadian experience, learning about the community, about the culture and heritage, then Coast Mountain College is definitely one of the best choices out there for you. Let's hear from Mia. She's a Filipino student. Let's learn from her experience studying at Coast Mountain College.
State of Science here at Coast Mountain College in Terrace. What I like most about the college is it's situated in a small town, and all of the people here are so warm and welcoming, and it helped me adjust rather quickly. I can talk to most of my classmates and discuss, things like that and make friends. The teachers are more accommodating. They have more time for one-on-one sessions wherein you can discuss your homeworks, your midterms, or whatever. And I think that it's a great transition from the Philippine education system to the Canadian system. And it really prepares you for university. So the people that I've worked with is the educational advisor and the learning specialist. So for the educational advisor, she helped me plan my educational roadmap from my courses here and if they would transfer to universities in BC so that, I wouldn't have a hard time should I apply for university. And for the learning specialist, so I asked him for tips on how to, get good grades, of course, and how to survive because the educational system in the Philippines is very different here in Canada. Okay? And also I talked to him about possible career paths, and he offered a lot of choices. Since I'm in the science program, we have a lot of labs, and the best thing about that is that the teachers are more hands-on while you're doing the experiment. So if you have questions, like they can answer you readily and guide you through this stuff and do it faster and efficiently. I have a break in between my classes, and most of the time I just go to the cafeteria and play the piano. So before I came here to Canada, I already have a degree in medical technology. And after graduating, I plan to work at the lab for a year or two before continuing university somewhere in Vancouver or anywhere in Canada. The best thing is that it's affordable and it's a cost effective way to pursue a degree here in Canada compared to the Philippines. The weather is cold. But don't worry, the people here are warm, so you'll be fine.
So Coast Mountain College has 5 campuses: Terrace, Prince Rupert, Smithers, Hideaway, and Hazelton. So it's about 1.5 hour flight from Vancouver. The college offers one of the lowest tuition fee in British Columbia and different programs in business, childcare, health and social services. And it is, of course, a designated learning institution, meaning that you can apply for PGWP once you graduate. So here's our pick for the value programs. We have business administration diploma with a concentration in accounting, and then we have BA diploma with a concentration in human resources. They also have post-degree diploma in business. So if you already had a degree, a diploma in other aspect, and you want to top up your skills and learn, foundational knowledge in business, you should go for the post-degree diploma. And we also have early childhood care and education diploma, so social services worker diploma. You will see that we pick somewhat similar programs among these schools because these are all very popular programs, not among international students, but also among Filipino students. They do also have offer other variety of programs. So please do talk to Sweet after this webinar. Let her know what areas that you are interested in, and Sweet can give you the right recommendation for your case. So the outcome careers of a bachelor administration with a focus in accounting. So a career in business administration is consultant, accountant, administrator, investment advisor. You will get to study foundational courses in financial accounting, business finance, statistic, organization behaviors. So very, very varied. And you also get to pick elective courses such as auditing, HR management, and entrepreneurship. And let's talk about early childhood care and education. So I can repeat this program because it belongs to the top 15 careers with the greatest job opening in British Columbia, according to 2025 labor market report. It has high demand career, not just in British Columbia, but in the rest of Canada. Graduates find employment in group daycares, family childcare, preschools, child development programs. And the average pay rate is at $18 per hour for the early childhood care and education. So let's look at the payment timeline for the mentioned program. So for the BA diploma, it has intakes in January, May, and September. So if you're too late for January, you can still apply for May. Application fee is 100 Canadian dollars. $600. Then you pay like $100 for student union fees. We have mandatory fee. And then for early childhood care and education, they have intakes in September. Application fee and other fees are the same. Again, Coast Mountain College is one of the most affordable college in British Columbia and maybe in Canada that you can find. So with the students' housing, you can totally live off campus, but Coast Mountain College offer very affordable students' housing, which is safe and very accessible, starting at $600 per month. So we have quad-style suite rooms, triple-style suite room, single accessible suite rooms. So these are all like you have the bedroom to yourself. You just need to share the kitchen and the bathroom with 3 or 4 other people. For the last one, you will have the bedroom, the kitchen, and the bathroom to yourself. However, it's limited, so you need to apply early. So for the admission requirement, we have the English language results again across, and then the unofficial documents. For example, transcript, your birthday, the program you apply to, your name, so you can start your admission process. After that, you will need to submit the official documents or translated and notarized copy of these documents. And the English test requirement is overall 6.0 with no band under 5.5. But please note that if you go for the student direct stream, you still need to satisfy the Canadian government requirement, which is 6.0 with no band under 6.0. And on receiving the conditional acceptance, be prepared to pay the deposit amount. So in the traditional stream, it is like half of a year's tuition, and in the SDS, of course, 1 year full of tuition. So in the end, it is your choice that matters. So here at Global Study Guide Picks, we did a hard work picking the most competitive, affordable, and high quality programs. But it's up to you. It is up to your lifestyle, your preference. Please talk to one of our staff, and she be able to suggest you with the programs that fit you. So you do not need to go with only Global Study Guide school partners. So I let CIC take over. They are an expert in student visa, in migration consulting, permanent residency application, and should be able to let you know what kind of help and services that you can seek from CIC.
So here's Miss CIC. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our partner agency who is very expert in this industry. Let's welcome the Canadian Immigration Consultancy, Miss Ruth Pialan.
Yes. Hi, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sweet. Thank you, Sweet. Thank you so much, Trang, also, and the team for Global Study. And to our participants, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to discuss regarding immigration and anything about study permit pathway. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I represent CAC. We are actually the largest immigration consultancy here in the Philippines. We have helped more than actually 60,000 families for 30 years already in order for our Filipinos to migrate in Canada. So if you work with us, I believe we can show you how to make your dreams come true. So the first step actually is joining this webinar is something that you can really, something that you can put a path on in your back. It is because this is the first step that you have to take in terms of achieving this goal. Okay. First, you can check our website in www.gotocanada.com. You can see my team. Under the consultants, is you can see my name, Ruth. I'm Ruth Pialan, and then also under our company also, which is as operator for CAC in Mandawi branch in Cebu, which is Can Accelerate Immigration Consultancy. So here in our website, you can see the different options, the different applications, type of applications, and of course, including the assessment if you wanted to directly apply for immigration in Canada. So you can check our website. You see also the testimonies of our client who had worked with us for so many years. Okay, so I'll give you the background in terms of what are different options in order for you to be an immigrant in Canada. Okay, these are the so-called economic immigration programs provided by the Canadian government or the IRCC. First is the Federal Skilled Worker Program, which is the so-called express entry. This is the most famous. This the majority of the Filipinos actually got their approval due to this system provided by the government. Another one is the Federal Skilled Trades Program, which are those with experience and related trades. Of course, majority of our students right now who are in Canada are those who, okay. And then Canadian Experience Class are those majority of the students actually are applying under this program. It is because after the schooling, they take the postgrad work permit, they gain their experience, then they can apply under this system. And of course, there's going to be a lot of provincial and territories. The territories, they call it the provincial nominee in other words. So provincial nominee programs are this. We're in, let's say, for example, Durham College is Ontario. Ontario will have a separate program in terms of their selection for the provincial nominee or PNP. At the same time, Silker College and the Coast Mountain College also have their under British Columbia, so they also have different kinds of PNP or provincial nominee program. So, which means the different provinces in Canada will have different options in terms of immigration selection for those who have the experience or who have the education in Canada. Actually, just right now, I received a message from our main consultant in Canada that there are really available positions also that are positions in slots for the New Brunswick. So, I mean, I know Sweet also and the team also have a lot of schools tie up in New Brunswick, so we can also yeah, cater that one sooner also if in case you have that interest in that province. Okay, and then this is how an express entry works. So this is the process wherein if you wanted to become an immigrant in Canada, there are two steps, two simple steps, but it seems it looks so easy. But however, I have to be honest that you really have to go through with the process, and it seems that the process is there's an underlying a lot of documents and supporting qualifications in order for us to be qualified under the two simple steps. The first one, we have to create a profile under the express entry profile, and then you will your name, your qualifications, your experience, and resume will be put in a job bank in a pool of applicants or express entry applicants. After which the embassy or the IRCC, the government of Canada, will select according to the number of points they have chosen. Although the last selection for the express entry for by the IRCC is only since last December. It is because majority of the special program that they have been conducting right now actually are those who are already in Canada application. So every now and then there are a lot of options or there are a lot of programs that the IRCC, that the government of Canada will open for those who wanted to become an immigrant and who are actually qualified to become an immigrant in Canada. Then this next step, if in case you will be selected by the by the IRCC or the government of Canada, you will have to undergo or submit all the invitation, all the documents for them within 6 months. So which means once we have to make sure that all documents will be ready even before we'll be selected. So that's what these are the services that we provide to our clients. Okay, now the question, paano ba tayo, how can we apply or how can we qualified or be selected by the IRCC in order to become an immigrant in Canada? Okay, so these are the factors or qualifications that we need to see. Number one, your age. You have to be the age of max in order to get the maximum points. You have to be at least minimum within the 18 years old to 35 years old, and then you have any work experience, of course, here in the Philippines. And in Canada later, it's an added points also. And the education will have let's say for example you have a master's degree, it will really give you a higher points in terms of for the immigration process. Of course, the language you have, it was mentioned by Trang that IELTS is really a requirement even in the school, in the three schools that we did discuss. So here, the language is either you're going to take, of course, mandatory, you have to take the IELTS, but if you also have a knowledge in French, you can take the French also. It will give you also additional points. And of course, if you have relatives in Canada. When we say relatives, it has to be a sibling. When you say, Mom, I have an auntie, I have a cousin, actually, they can only help you in terms of settling in Canada. But in terms of the points to become an immigrant, they will not give additional points to that. The only time that they could help is only for the housing, for the support. But in terms of the points, it has to be a sibling. So dapat po kapatid lang po ang makakabigay sa inyo ng additional points in the point of view of the system application. And now, as the second is the work experience. So, yan, that there comes in na the pathway that we have been selling to you or giving you information. It is because it was even mentioned also by Sweet and Trang before that after the graduation, after your program, you will be given a postgrad work permit. It is through this postgrad work permit that you can gain the experience in Canada and you can be qualified for immigration. Okay? So which means very important that you have to be in Canada in order to gain this additional points to help you paano po tayo makapunta sa Canada and become an immigrant. And of course, the most important and what is we have been telling you is really the education. The education in Canada, it will give really additional points for you in order for you to be qualified for the express entry. So, tatlo po yan. Number one, you have to study in order to gain the number of points for the education in Canada. Number two, you have to gain the experience through the post-grad work permit in order for you to gain the necessary requirement experience to be qualified for immigration. And of course, if my employer ka, they will give you the arranged employment or the so-called job offer or labor impact assessment. All these additional factors that we are giving you are the factors that are very important for you in order to have a higher points and possibility for to become an immigrant in Canada. So yun sila. So now, sinasabi ko na ay in summary, what are the things that you can improve? Ano pong pwede niyo ma-improve para talaga makapunta kayo sa Canada and maging immigrant kayo? Number one, language. You have to do something with your language. Take the IELTS, get a higher score. The higher the score that you have, the more chances and the higher points that you will get in terms of the language proficiency. And of course, take up the French course if you can. It will also give you additional points. Okay? And the second one is the Canadian work experience. So yan po comes in. You go to Canada as a student, you gain the experience during the PGWP, then you will be qualified for immigration eventually. Okay? And of course, the third one will be studying in Canada. So that's why this the most famous, the easiest, and the most viable solution that we could provide to Filipinos right now in order for you to be able to land in Canada. So ito po talaga. It was mentioned by Frank also that at least a minimum of 7 months, actually it's considered 8 months. 8 months yan talaga eh. You just have to study. 8 months is equivalent to 1 year. So you just have to study a certificate to a 1 year. You will be qualified actually for a postgrad work permit thereafter. But if you're going to take a 2-year program, you will have a maximum of either 2 to 3 years. So it's so much time for you to gain the experience in order for you to be able to have the number of points and become eventually an immigrant in Canada. And of course, if you have the spouse, your spouse also can help you in terms of the number of points. Bakit? Because your spouse and experience, the spouse will also take an IELTS. The spouse also can have an experience. Eventually, these factors will also help you in terms of getting the number of points. Okay? But of course, we cannot force you to get married tomorrow. Diba? So we cannot force you to get married tomorrow. It's okay. Nothing to worry. But your education in Canada, with your experience in Canada, it will really give you enough points in order to be qualified as immigrants. So here in CIC, we have created this program for a majority for our applicants actually right now is a viable, practical, and affordable financial solution to most Filipino families. It is because this is the pathway we're in. You can be an immigrant sooner, as discussed earlier also in the other slides that I have, because it's the fastest way to land in Canada. Actually, is our clients right now, the shortest processing time that I have with the Canadian embassy is we launched her application on April 3. We had her approval on April 22. So ganun kadali. Ganun kadali ang application process. For as long as documentations are complete, everything is really acceptable to the standard of the visa officer for qualifications. Okay? And actually, so which means even if she just signed up with us, the contract signed up with us I think she signed up with us last April. Imagine that, she signed up with us last April. She will be leaving for Canada this coming first week of October. So ganun kadali. So which means rather than waiting, wanted to gain the necessary experience here in the Philippines or even abroad, taking several times the IELTS in order for you to get the highest IELTS, I should say this is the best way in order for you to gain the experience and the education in Canada. Para at least you are already in Canada, okay? at least you are in Canada and you are a student, you can gain the necessary experience, and of course you have the income already. Of course, as mentioned, land in Canada for 6 months of applying. Well, of course, this is the we call it the conservative way of giving you at least a timeline. But of course, it depends on your documentation. But for as long as documents are complete, we have reviewed it. We have complied it according to extensively with our different quality assurance team. If everything is okay, it's even less than 6 months. You can be in Canada. Okay, and of course, since you are in control of something, you control of your documentation. Of course, you control also of your life. At the same time, you also start in terms of your achieving this long-term goal of being an immigrant in Canada. Of course, CIC have helped. This program doesn't only comes with you for your goal, but also for your entire family, because this is what we wanted really for applicants or our clients, that it's not just you, it should be your entire family can also join you in going to Canada. At the same time, it's even your relatives, because this is what Filipinos, we are really, Filipinos are more or less, we are very close-knit family oriented. So we wanted to help our cousin, our relative, second degree, third degree. So that's how we are. So which means if you start, then you will be the first who will also take and invite all your relatives in Canada. Okay. So I'll give you an example of what are the opportunities for international students. Okay. For a full-time international students with valid study permit, of course, you can work 20 hours per week. This is maximum. When we say maximum is if you are currently in a full-time student with a requirement what is required by the school in order for you to be considered as a full-time student, which is we're going to apply, is you have to work only 20 hours, ha? Maximum po ito. If you are going to work more than full time, more than the 20 hours, of course there's a risk for you for a violation of your study permit. However, in my experience with some schools also, which we can ask also the three schools presented, that if you have a work opportunity in the school itself, pwede ka magtrabaho doon, hindi po yan siya required. There is not a required, the 20 hours is not included if in case you can find work in this school if in campus. Okay, some schools will even give their students additional 10 hour. Let's say some campus will give, you can find work in the campus, you can work 10 hours plus 20 hours outside. So which means you all have 30 hours per week. So it is very much sufficient for you to be able to save for your tuition fee, di ba? However, it doesn't come easy naman. Hindi naman po to lahat applicable lahat ng schools. Not all, everyone. And also, it depends also of the courses and the programs that you have, that you work. However, in terms during break, let's say for example, like ngayon, actually it's break in Canada right now because the school will start next week. So during the break, you can work full time. That's the good thing. You can work full time. It's allowed. So meaning, for example, you have been schooling. Between September to May. So which means September to May, that's almost 8 months already. And after May, you need to have a break because it's a break provided by the school. Then you have to start another schooling by September. So between after you exam in April to September, the start of classes, you can work full time. So that is really so much enough for you in order to save for your tuition fee for the next semester. So ang ganda, no? And then another one, if you are married, you have a spouse, you have a partner in a common law relationship, that spouse or partner can join you as and will be given an open work permit. We have a lot of clients already. So ito, this is something that really can really help you in terms of your finances. Kasi, yun ang sinasabi, I usually inform the clients, if you have spouse, let the spouse join you so that he can work full-time and help you in terms of your finances. Very important. Yan. But of course, as I said, hindi naman natin, we cannot force everyone to get married. Baka bata pa kayo masyado. So, I mean, let's not force it. It's okay. You can still survive even if you can still afford your tuition even if with the number of hours that you have been given by the government. Okay? And if in case you have children, your children, 2 school-age children can join you, and take note, it's free education. Free education po ang mga anak ninyo if in case yung grades nila is below secondary education. Free po sila talaga. So kahit na yung dalawang anak nyo pwede ding sumama para at least ma-free education and magiging Canadian educated sila. Okay? Now, this is the pathway to let you visualize the pathway, easier pathway for you for permanent residency. Number one, you just have to study in Canada, either a certificate or a diploma or even a postgrad, if in case you already have long experience here in the Philippines or abroad. And then after graduation, you can gain the Canadian work experience through the postgrad work permit. Let's say you studied 1 year, you'll be given 1 year PGWP. If you study 2 years, you'll be given a PGWP of maximum of 3 years. So imagine you can do all the necessary work in order for you to be qualified sooner, for which is to become a permanent residency in Canada. Okay? So important facts that we have to share to you, if in case you will really you wanted to undergo this pathway. Number one, there's no age limit. In the immigration, there is an age limit. So that's why if you already gained the experience, the education in Canada, you already have so much points that even if your age is already beyond the requirement of 35 years for express entry, you can still qualify. Right now, last week in our company, the how should say the oldest or the most mature applicant that we able to have a permanent residency, which is based already in Canada, is 54 years old. Can you imagine that? He is 54 years old. Entire family was given immigration. It is because he went to Canada as a student, post-grad, at the age of already almost 50. So there's no age limit. And the most in our student also, the most mature that we have is just months ago. She is 48 years old. So and even if we also have the youngest student that I have right now, is actually he is a minor. It's I think 16 years old. So no age limit for as long as the intention is really true that you wanted to become a student in Canada and eventually become an immigrant in Canada. And of course, as mentioned earlier, processing time would take about 1 to 2 months. The maximum processing time that we have is approximately 4 months. It is because she has an issues with her medical. The embassy require her to have a re-medical. It is because of some medical issues. But eventually, she was able to land in Canada last July. Okay, and of course, I mentioned earlier that you control up your destiny. It is because you know when to plan. When are you going to go to Canada? Created some solutions in order to address that one. And of course, in some schools, IELTS is optional. But as mentioned by Trong in the previous slide, that IELTS is really a requirement for the 3 schools that we provided. But of course, there are a lot of schools though who waive the IELTS, especially for Filipinos. Okay, and there are two types of application type that we can submit to the embassy. We have the so-called regular process or the student direct stream. The difference between the two is that in student direct stream, it has lesser documentation, but it entails a lot of money. Very common in the any portal that you read. Study plan. Study plan is very important. We will help you with that. As a consultant, we will help you with that. That is really more acceptable for you, for the visa officer to approve your application. And then, of course, it's very important you have the means of financial support. Not necessarily that it is should be your money, your relatives' money. Should be, at least pwede po siya. You just have to find someone in order to help you or support you for education. Your parents, your relatives. So it's okay lang. We can help you with that in terms of documentation, how to make things acceptable. Okay? This is what we can offer for you. Okay, number one, of course, all the documentation, finalization, encoding of forms. This is going to be online. All applications will be submitted online. So we do it. We have a documentation specialist to help you in terms of your documentation. What you just have to do is submit to us the applications, submit to us the documents. We will do all the finalization as well as the review. And then, of course, anything related to application, filing, filling out, finalization, including the financial aspect or the personal network. They call it in order for the settlement funds that is necessary for you for to finance your education. So meaning we will also serve as the financial advisors for you. We also have a tie-up organization, a tie-up financial institution to help you in terms of your, we call it the so-called settlement, the so-called show money facilitation. We also have an agreement with a financial institution if in case you wanted to have support regarding this, okay? So we will really serve and act as financial advisors and plannings for you in order for you to help to have a successful application, okay? And of course, other than that, it's not just you, including also your entire family, because we do some planning, we do some advices to our clients and students in order for them, not just for you, even to your family. It's a family, it's a really, it entails about a family support. It's not just you, it's about the entire family involved with your application. And of course, we give a pre-departure orientation seminar, which is before you land, before you leave for Canada. We do the orientation in order for you to be ready before landing. And we also have the landing services. When we say landing services, we will help you in terms of if the school, you don't want to stay in the school housing, we can help you in terms of looking for a house or give you suggestions, including also if in case you wanted to have it to look for a some friends or Filipino community. We already have that. We will help you and support you with that. And here we can see the projected cost that you are going to spend for your application. Very important. It is because ito po talaga ang medyo kailangan natin i-prepare this early. School registration for the school application, it depends. But for us, for those who will be signing up under these three schools that we invited right now, we will be waiving their will be the one waiving for their registration fee. Is because it will be subsidized by our company. So, wala to for as long as you're going to sign up with us in the next coming 30 days. Okay. And then school tuition, it was mentioned also by Trang, the average. So I'll just give you an average. There's the cheapest or the most affordable school that we have for one semester is 5,000. And then the most maximum that for one semester for a college for one semester that we could pay actually is 10,000. But of course, if you wanted to pay for the 1 year, that's okay with that. And you can use a credit card for that in order for us to be accepted by be given a letter of offer or acceptance. Okay. And once we have the school, once you're already accepted by the school through a letter of acceptance, now the next step would be we're going to gather all documentation. Once you gather all documentation, you will have the medical in order for you to be ready also in terms of your medical. The fee for the medical right now is 11,560. So this is per person. If in case you have a spouse, you also have to pay for the spouse for 11,560. If the kids is less than 6 years old, it's going to be, I think, is 3,000. So I mean with the minor, this rate is for the adult. For the minor, is it will be a lesser cost. Okay. And once documents are complete, we completed everything, ready for lodging, ready for submission to the embassy, before we submit, we will pay for the biometrics and the filing fee. So each person is Canadian dollar 235. So this is for each who wanted to who wanted to apply, the number of applicants or packs that we're going to apply in Canada. Although for those minors who are below 14 years old, we have it's going to be lesser. It is because they don't have the biometrics. Okay. But this is the rate for the adult. And of course, we have a handling fee. A handling fee for the single is 10,000, and then for the married, for the entire family, is going to be 15,000. Okay. To give you also, because it's very very important, and it was mentioned really by Sweet and the team, that we really have to give you an idea of how much you're going to pay for us also, because all the services that we provided, meaning all the advices, the financial planning, the documentation specialists, as well as all the documents until you successfully land in Canada, is we still going to help you. And these services actually is even your application for the postgrad work permit. So kami pa rin, even if you're already in Canada, kami pa rin ang mag-file for your PGWP. We just have to process it online. So these rates that I provided for you, is already included the postgrad work permit application. If in case you are single, you just have to pay us for the entire services of 60,000. The down payment is 30,000. We will give you the contract, we will give you the checklist, and we will start with the application. Okay? Very important. It is because at least you would know what are the documents that is needed and necessary. And the remaining balance would be payable in 30 days or the next month, which is 1 month. Okay. And if you are married with dependents, the entire cost would be 80,000. The down payment is 40,000, and the remaining balance installment is going to be paid in 30 days also. So take note, these programs, this scheme, the payment scheme includes or services includes already your postgrad work permit application, including your spouse, including your kids application. So lahat na to, as mentioned earlier, you just have to do is submit to us the documents, pay if in case we're going to require you to pay for the fees that I mentioned, and everything will be catered by us, all documents, application, until you successfully land in Canada, including the PGWP application. Okay. By the way, you can like our Facebook. This is our Facebook. You can see the current status, including the different visa approvals that we have, including also any updates that we're going to announce. You can. This is our website. This is our Facebook page for Facebook, Canadian Immigration Consultancy, KAC Cebu, and then we also have Instagram. You can also like us so that you would know and get updated with the different information and announcement that we have, including the weekly webinars that we conduct, and we invited schools as well. Um, because we lately we know that there are really a lot of some our students are actually is complaining because some pictures were taken and used by the other agencies and other personalities. So I suggest, if in case you're going to check our Facebook and Instagram social media accounts, please use this one. Okay. And of course, this is my contact number. This is my information. Of course, it was mentioned by Global Study by Sweet and the team that they're also giving us your contact number so that at least we can invite you and give some more details or in-depth discussion in terms of the analysis for your application and for your plan in order for you to be successful with your ultimate goal, which is to be in Canada and become an immigrant in Canada.
I think if you want to have a one-on-one session to Miss Ruth, you can approach us and we will first determine if you're eligible, and then we're going to send your application to Miss Ruth
Yeah.
for her
Mm.
to qualify everything and send you the next step, the next one, the next one. So you are in the right path, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
So thank you guys who stay up to the end of this webinar. Thank you also to our partner agency, the CICCAI. Thank you so much, Miss Ruth, and to your team. And of course, we'll get in touch with you with the student's application.
If you want to get updated about the next webinar, please go to, I'm going to type it here, globalstudyguide.ca if you haven't registered a free account.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you and have a nice day.